Hello, my mindful adventurers. Today is the day for your daily dose of the blog post, and I hope you guys have brought some tea because it's chilly out there in the street. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty chilly right now. Seeing this in the future, crazy storms be blowing, crazy storms be a brewing. When lots of winter storms right now. But anywho. I hope you guys are ready, though. I hope you guys are ready because you clicked on this, or it came across your featured or whatever, but you clicked on it because clearly you're ready to talk about weaving stillness into the doing, because we got to weave some rest into the doing. This is the last week of the Conscious Hibernation month. This is the week that I will talk about all the tools you may need, or all the tools to at least get you started on an idea or some kind of plan so that you can build up in the springtime and take on the things that you want to take on, and lead the life that you want to lead, because lead the life that you want to lead because it's important that you have those things, that you live a life that is fulfilling, and I want you to have a fulfilling life. This week, actually, I was not this week, last week, I was doing a driving job for a dealership, and I had to basically drive chase, and the other person drove the other car to go deliver. And on the way back, he told me, because it was like a 2-hour drive there and 2-hour drive back, well, about 2.5 hours, but anywho, and the guy that I was driving with told me, he was like, sometimes I wrote it down. Sometimes it's better to rest even when you don't need it. And I was like, you know what, I want to really bring that into my rest. Like, this month is all about rest. This month is about resting and about like remaining within your sovereignness and remaining within your power, and learning to guide yourself through the moments where you need time to yourself or time to recoup. But not just that, it's deeper than that. Because that's the thing, because I don't want to just tell you guys, like, only rest when your body is telling you to rest. Like, no, you should be resting in between tasks. You should be resting, like, and I'm not saying like, oh, you do one task, you rest an hour. No, I'm talking about you could take like 10 minutes, not even, you could take 10 seconds in between tasks, right? Just take a moment to take a deep breath. Like, you don't have to just wait until you're burnt out. I know I haven't been saying that, but I feel like some of my messages have come across that way, and I just want to like say that before we really dive into this message. And I want you guys to know, like, rest is not something, like I said, it's not something you just do only when you're exhausted. It's something that you do all the time. You rest because your body needs it, and even when your body doesn't need it, you might as well be rest up, because you never know when your body's like, hey, actually, I need today. Like, you might be going and going and going, and then like today, the day that you need to, I don't know, you're going on a road trip with your kids, I don't know, something. And then you get up that morning and you have a fever and you're vomiting and you don't know what's going on, and it's not food poisoning, but you still have to go to the hospital, and it's the morning of the trip that you've been planning with the kids for 3 months. Guess what? Your body needed the rest. Either you worked yourself up, you're nervous or something like that, but it also could be just like you've been running yourself ragged to the point where it's like, now that you have a point where it's like, I don't have any, like, you have obligations, right, to your kids, of course, but you don't have any like obligations to like, for like living, like you don't have to work, so then your body's like, okay, now I have this time to like, all right, it's time to all this shit. But it also could be like an actual, illness, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, you don't want it to be like a situation like that. Like, it's something you've been planning for months and months, or maybe years, and then like finally the day has come, and then now you can't do it because your body is like, I am done. Like, we need to rest, and it is, it's not when you want it to be. Like, it's not going to be like, a situation where you're like, oh yes, this is where I need to rest. Like, no. So that's kind of what happened to me, but through the universe. The universe was like, I told you, your body's been telling you you need to rest, and you haven't been listening. So guess what? I'm taking your shit away. I'm making it so you can't make money right now, and on top of that, I'm making your body's extremely tired. Your body needs rest. It was like literally, I would do one thing, and then my body's like, all right, it's time to take a nap. And like, seriously, like, it was bad. This was all last month, right? And this month, I've been kind of like I've still been in the rest period. I don't know if I'm transitioning into the springtime soon or not, but for me at least, that's where I'm at. So I hope that you guys are ready for that. I hope you guys are ready for your springtime. I hope you guys are ready to get your shit done. And also, like I always say in the beginning, oh, I forgot to mention, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jamila. You don't know who I am. And if you want to read the blog post instead of watching this video, you can go check that out down below in the description. It is titled The Sovereign Transition, Weaving the Stillness into the Doing. Simple titles. I'm not trying to like make extra crazy special title. Like they go together. These are supposed to go together. Watch this and read the blog post, or read the blog post and watch this. Just consume them together, okay? This one's more of a we're talking like friends, and the blog post is more of a formal conversation kind of thing. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. Buckle in, guys. Like I said, I was realizing that, you know, we need to be resting even when we don't feel like it sometimes. And another thing too is like, you know, we've been in the dark, right? Because like we're using seasons to explain stuff, right? This is spiced chai tea by Twinings, I think. Twinings, with some milk and honey. It's saving my soul. But I got two tea bags in here. It's a 32-ounce cup. Arctic, you know. Sponsor me, Arctic. Sponsor me, Black Angels. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Not that. Anyway, okay. let's go back to the topic. It's starting to get a little chilly. The wind that's coming through is a little chilly. Put this down. But the tea is really good. It's really like. I'm sorry, Bear. I'm sorry. You got to sit in my lap now. Ah, I'm just kidding. Now. Wait, I spilled some tea over here earlier. Don't worry, it's clean, guys. Okay. Anyway, just want to make sure there wasn't tea over there. Move that. I don't know why that's over there. La 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 la. Ooh, sorry, guys. Sorry. I'll edit that out, or I did edit that out. Okay. Cool. Just over the front part. Just here. Yes. Perfecto. Okay. Well, Bear could continue to sit here, I guess. Yes. Sorry, guys. You know how I feel about Bear. You guys know how I feel about Bear. You guys know I love my Bear. Not that Bear needs to be, you know, warm, because Bear is an inanimate object, but at the same time, you know, Bear got personality. Bear likes to be cuddled up. I like to be cuddled up. We're like the same person, kind of. No, whatever. Bear's my friend, not my baby. No, don't get that twisted. No. Okay, let's go back to what I was talking about. That random ass aside. Probably should cut that out. Anyway, probably won't, because I'm a person. You're a person. We're all humans. You bear with me. Clearly, if you're here, bear. But if you're here, you're for a reason. Stick around. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you find out that it's okay to be a fucking weirdo, strange person, strange pants. And yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's just dive back in. Okay. All right. So. Yeah, so we've been in the dark, right? It's been winter time, you know, like in the winter, the days are shorter. I mean, the days are getting longer in the winter time, but they are still shorter than in the summertime. The days are short, you know, it's cold, it's dark, it's wet, damp, whatever, frozen, excuse me, but well, we're gonna say frozen, because you know, winter, freezing, snow, that's what we're talking about. Also, that belch up. The tea got me. Anyway, so you know we're in that time where it's like dark and it's cold and you probably don't want to do very much, and you probably feel more tired. You probably feel like you want to like hibernate, like, you know, conscious hibernation. That's the whole time. Wait, this is a topic that I'm talking about. You know, I feel like you don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? And that's the sludge. You know, the slow movement that we've been in. But now we gotta thaw. We gotta warm up so that we can move a little bit faster. We're like kind of like a reptile or a bug. A bug is a better example. I mean, they both can't regulate their own body temperature, but a bug is more, it it makes more sense. Well, because it's something you could see, you could test. You wanted to catch a fly or something like that, a house fly. Put it in the fridge for like 5 minutes, and then like watch it slowly warm back up, and then like fly around. And yeah, when it's cold, it moves slowly. Its metabolism, everything slows down so that it can survive. And then when it heats up again, it's able to move more quickly and fast. And that's basically what we're doing, right? We're thawing out so that we're able to move more quickly, and we're able to move with that gusto and that power and that passion that we have, for the things that we want to do, whether that be just living our everyday life or goals. There's like some goals. You're like, by this time, whatever, next week or next month, next year, whatever the fuck, whatever kind of goals you got, and you want to like set out to do them. Then this is that time. This is that time to do that. The spilled tea is like, I should have poured it out. Like, I'm outside. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so distracted right now. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Ew. Can't believe I spilled tea. Okay. I know. I'm a mess today. Hey. We all have our days, right? Right. I drink that. Shit hot as fuck. Burn my fucking mouth. It's a cardinal. Okay. So yes, like I said, we're doing a gentle thaw, right? A gentle warming up thaw back into it. We're not just jumping right into it. Like, we're not going 0 to 100 real fast. We're going from 0 to 100 over a course of several weeks. So like, we're taking on a task and then like finding that rest in between, like maybe taking a 10, maybe you do the task and then you do need a 5-minute, 10-minute break, whatever you can do, and then you rest, and then you take on the next task, and then you move on from there. And then each time that you do that, you can like kind of like it's not slow down, but you can like do less time each time. Like less time. So 5 minutes, you could do 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then 10 seconds. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not saying like we're not. The goal here is not to eliminate the breaks, but to make them so that they work in the most optimal way for you. Yes, that's making sure I was saying that right. So let's go ahead and jump into the meat, the steak and potatoes. And I'm gonna take another sip of my tea because I told you guys, this tea, I don't know, something about it is giving me life. It's warm, it's delicious. My back hurts, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So that happened. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're definitely gonna cut that out. I basically just cut me blowing tea. So you didn't miss much. I don't know what's going on with me today. But yes, this tea's giving me life. I love it. And I was jumping to the steak and potatoes. Okay. So the sovereign inventory, what stays in the den, right? So what do we leave behind? Like, what do we leave in the wintertime? Like, what do the trees and plants and all that stuff leave in the wintertime? You know what I mean? Like, what do they leave behind? Well, they're leaving behind dead limbs. They're leaving behind dead parts of the plant. They're leaving behind anything that isn't alive anymore, anything that's not serving them anymore. So basically, whatever you found to not be serving you, whatever you found through your introspection, through your journaling, through the things of that nature, what did you find was unsavory or like not what you want to do with your life that you want to like leave behind? That's basically what it is. I mean, it's not like super crazy, but it's basically all the work that you did, right? Like we started off with, of course, accepting that rest is okay. And maybe you're still on step 1, but think about it. Like, even in step 1, we're learning that rest is okay. And like, what part of us feels like rest is not okay? You know what I mean? And then like, we can work with that. Like, we can leave that part of us behind. Of course, it's going to take time, but we can leave that part of us behind, like little bits at a time. Each time we do go into this space of introspection and rest, we can leave bits of ourselves, of that part of ourselves behind. Not bits. I mean, it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. But we're leaving those little bits behind. We're leaving we're leaving behind the pieces that no longer serve us, the pieces that don't help us get to where we're going, the pieces that are just not in our best interest. So that could be like maybe while you were resting, one of the things you realized was when you get stressed out, you start like maybe you start like tapping stuff. Like you start like, you know, tapping, or like, I don't know, tapping your toes. Like maybe you fidget a lot. Maybe it's something that like really is distracting to you, or maybe is distracting to like other people, or maybe it's just like something that's like bothering you. I don't know. I mean, you know, because sometimes people who have like ADHD, Alzheimer's. I'm gonna say autism, like stemming and things of that nature, Asperger's. But you know, sometimes when you're stressed out, you know, you just start doing stuff you don't mean to do. Like sometimes I'm nervous. Sometimes I'm nervous when I record these videos. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, because sometimes I feel like I'm not, qualified to talk about some of these topics. But then, like I've said before multiple times, when I go back and watch these videos after I'm like, while I'm editing them, I'm like, oh, I don't know why I like look down. I don't look. It's not that I look down on myself. It's just like, why do I like doubt myself in the moment? Like I did a brilliant job. Like I did amazing. So like it could be like something like, you know. But anyway, what I'm saying is like when you get stressed out, you might do something that like annoys you. Like I said, like when I get stressed, I fidget. You know, I'd be fidgeting, and it's like maybe it's distracting to you to the point where you can't get anything done. That could be something that you notice, and you're like, okay, well, instead of doing that. I don't know. This might be confirmation for somebody that's watching or something. But like, as I was saying that sentence, right before I reacted, like I saw at least 10 red cardinals just like come up from the ground and up into the trees, like, but all like towards me. Very interesting. Anyway, so cardinals your sign. Cardinals your sign. Maybe you need to like leave behind the, the fidgeting. I don't know. I don't know who you are. I don't know who this is gonna reach, but I know it's gonna reach the right people. Anyway, so yeah, like what do you want to leave behind, right? Like I said, maybe it's the fidgeting. You want to leave that behind. Instead of doing the fidgeting, maybe you can just like hold your hands like this, or like you do something with your hands, like maybe like, I don't know, like freaking do this. I don't know. Live. I'm just kidding. No. But just like, just do something else besides like it's gonna like, distract you. Like maybe you could find something that's not as distracting. Like maybe instead of like tapping things, you could like just like maybe your fingers, but like it's kind of like, like this. Yes, there was a break in the video. That was because there was cars driving behind me, and I just didn't want it to be super distracting. All right, back to the topic. What are we leaving behind, right? So like, yeah, leave yourself like what does what did the fast reveal? Like, what did the rest reveal? What did that introspection time reveal that you want to leave behind? Like something, maybe a trait, maybe a habit, maybe a word. It could be anything that you want to leave behind. And like, what? Like, I want to like also tell you like one of the things you should definitely do is keep like, because I talked about this last month too when I was talking about free will. There's a space between the stimulant, stimulant and the reaction. It's that space where you have a upwell of emotion, and you have an like a surge of feeling. Let me make sure this is still on. It doesn't say it's off, but I'm kind of scared. But anyway, so we want to make sure that in that space we're taking that time to like pause and to realize like what is happening. Like what is what is happening? Like what emotion is coming up? What is bringing like the upwell of emotion and feeling towards our body to make us want to react in whatever way that we want to react, right? And it's that spot. It's that pause, like, because your initial reaction, like I said last month, I'm gonna post, actually I'll put the post up here for the taking back, that's the little space right there, so you can watch that video, and also the link below so you can read the blog posts, so you can get the information you need. You don't have to watch the whole video, you know what I mean? So but you can basically, when you get like, when something happens, instead of like immediately be like, let's react, your first reactions is always valid, right? It's the first reactions, you can't control it. It's your second reaction that you control. When you get the information and you like the meaning first hits you, that's your first reaction. But then there's a space between that reaction and then what you continue to do. And then when you have that visceral, it might not even be visceral, whatever you call them, subtle reaction, whatever. But when you have that reaction, you pause, take 10 seconds, maybe like take a breath, or like to like think about like, okay, wait, what was I about to do? Like now that, you know, because it might have made you mad, and maybe you were about to punch a wall, maybe you were about to stop, maybe you're about to run out the room, or maybe you were like really sad or something and you were about to just start busting out crying before asking more questions, before inquiring, or maybe you got mad before inquiring. Maybe the next step you need to do is inquire more. Maybe you heard something and it just, you know, triggers you. You know what I mean? So, and it doesn't just have to be that. It could be literally anything. But like taking that moment before that, like the second reaction, because like I said, the first reaction is valid. It's you can't help it. It's just gonna come out. But the second reaction can be helped, and it can be. It's your choice. It is your choice whether you decide to continue reacting in the way that you reacted the first, when you first reacted in the first place, or if you are going to react in a different way. So, what you can do, right, with this information, what you can do knowing, um, what you can do now knowing that, you know, the way that you feel, what is the best course of action for you? Do you need to remove yourself from the room? Do you need to say something? Do you need to inquire further? Do you need to take a breath? Maybe this is something that needs to become, you need, like I said, you need to take a step out of the room. Or maybe this is something that like you need to talk to somebody else about. Maybe this is something that involves another person. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of things. So taking that step, that little 10-second little nugget, little 10-second space is really important to make sure that you are upholding the type of person that you want to be, right? And that was the whole point of the free will month. And I think it's really important to do that even when you're like, you know, doing the resting thing, like taking that 10-second interval between each spot. Like, okay, I did this, now am I gonna like continue to like run myself into, because you might be really exhausted after that one task, and maybe you need more than 10 seconds, maybe you need 5 minutes. 5 minutes ain't gonna kill nobody, unless is, you know, like you got a high stakes job and lives are at the on the line, and 5 minutes will sure betcha end or make a life. But for those of us who are not in that situation, 5 minutes is not going to kill anyone. Like you can literally sit in your car for like 5 minutes before you start the car and drive off. You can do that, or you can like take 5 minutes in your room, or you know, something that I do sometimes, like I will take 5 minutes in the bathroom. I know it's not the most best place, sometimes it smells gross, but in the bathroom, in a public place, whatever, just to like chill for a second before like I go and do the next thing I need to do. I mean, it's not usually 5 minutes, but like, you know, like take a little bit of time and then go and like, you know, whatever. But just to like reset, just to make sure that, you know, you're doing what's best for you, what's best by you, so that you can, so you don't burn out, so that you can sustain yourself, so that you can work longer hours. The mic died. Basically what I was saying, I don't know where that bug came from. That was new. I thought all you guys got wiped out in the frost. Okay. So hopefully this should last for the rest of the. Anywho, what I was saying is, I think it cut off when I was talking about. Yeah, I think it was cutting off when I was talking about like taking that time in between each thing. Just take a break. Like I said, sometimes I will literally go into the bathroom and take a break. I'll literally sit in the bathroom and break if I need to. You know, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes. Maybe it's just 3 minutes. Maybe it's 2 minutes. Maybe I just need to sit in there and be like, okay, this is a different environment than what I was just in. You know, reset myself kind of, and then like go about my business instead of like just pushing myself through like I normally would when I'm uncomfortable, or when I'm like I need like I just need a moment to breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just need a moment to breathe, and you're not giving yourself that. And it's like, yo, that's so simple. It's so simple. You know how simple breathing is? You're doing it right now. You're probably not even thinking about it, but now you are, because I brought it up. Like, dude, like, just take a moment to breathe. Like, come on. Like, it's not hard. Like, and that's something that I'm not doing. I'm not allowing myself, like, bro, I want you guys to like do better. I want you guys not to have to be forced into introspection. I want you guys to have to be, not introspection, but just like rest in general, which leads to introspection, because you're like, why am I here? What did I do that ended up in here? And you realize, oh wow, I've been running myself ragged for the last 3 months, 4 months. I don't know why I keep saying 3 months, but last 4 months. And you're just like, wow, I have not rested. I just stopped to sleep and eat food. And that's really, go to the bathroom. And that's like really it. So like you need to do these like inventories, making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Take that 10 seconds to be like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to take a longer break? 5 minutes? Do I need 10 minutes? Do I need 30 minutes? Maybe I need a day. Who knows what kind of time, whatever task. That all depends on what kind of task you're doing. Fucking laying tile, bro, all day long, you get the task done. I'm not gonna fucking get mad at you if you're like, oh, I gotta do it next. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, like to finish up the job or like to do the next part. Maybe the next part is like setting up the ground. I don't fucking know. But what I'm saying is, you know what you need in the moment. So like, not everyone's gonna be laying fucking tile. Everyone's gonna be doing a manual labor job. So like, little task here. Maybe all you had to do was clean a mug. But who wants to fucking clean if you don't want to clean? You're lazy. You're feeling lazy. You don't want to do it. So you force yourself to clean the mug, and then after that, you're like, okay, cool, 10 seconds. Like, okay, now then you take a breath or something like that before you now go and take a shower. Let's say you're in a state of depression. You might have to take that breath just to make sure, like, okay, get ready to go take that shower, right? So, okay, all right, let's go to the next part, right? Because I think with all these examples, you kind of get my drift. I hope you get my drift. If you don't get my drift, leave comments. I will comment to you. Me or one of my currently non-existent team members will get to you right after this break. I'm just kidding. There's no break. I don't know why I said that. Okay, next part: breakdown of the slow release. So slow release, so slow breakdown of the thaw, of the coming back into it slowly but surely. Even though I just explained it a little bit, but we're gonna go into some more details. So like the burnout trap. First and foremost, the burnout trap. Like I was saying, we're trying to avoid burnout, right? Like we don't want to jump from total rest to total hustle. It's a shock to your immune system. Not your immune system. Well, actually, yes, but it's like a byproduct of being a shock to your immune system. So it's more of a shock to your nervous system and like your system in general, because you've gone from not doing it. It's like, okay, you know how back in the day when you had a car, right? And it was cold. I mean, like, you could see your breath, it was frosty, you had to scrape the windows and stuff, right? It's cold. Maybe you never had experienced that. Maybe you haven't. I'm trying to think of something that everyone probably experienced. Okay, so let's just go with like thick, visceral syrups or liquids. Like honey, peanut butter is not really a liquid, but I guess it depends on how you make your peanut butter. Let's Nutella, all that shit, right? You use those things, right? Those things are usually molasses. Those things, Carol syrup. Those things are usually like pretty thick, pretty hard to pour when they're cold, but when they're warmed up, they flow easily with the easiest of ease, right? And sometimes if you get hot enough, it burns. But we're not talking about that. I don't know why I even brought that up. But it starts to flow really easy. So what we want to do, right, is like, because we can't just like if it's cold, we can't just like shove that. You got to slowly warm up, because we can't warm up too fast either, because those things, if you warm them all up too fast, they will burn. And that is the burnout. Yeah, I did it. I was like, how am I going to do this? Okay, so we can't heat up the syrup. We can't heat up too fast because we'll burn out. But if we do it slowly and gently, we'll get to a point where we're able to do all the things, and then we get to a point where we're cooking, and then we're like making all kinds of stuff, we're doing all kinds of things and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so that was a perfect example. I'm so proud of myself. Hey. Okay, so yeah, you want to get away from like that burnout. Like, you don't want to burn out. There's not something to be like proud about, right? Because it fucks with the system. You need rest after something like that. And also in a situation like this, that burnout is being pushed by your masculine side, your masculine energy. The masculine energy is that do, the get her done, the task management, the driving force. It's the gas on the fire. and that masculine energy is pushing you to do things that, you know, to like do everything immediately. But really what we really should be doing is like letting our feminine energy take lead, right? Not take lead in a way where it's like, oh, we just let everything do, we just sit here and do nothing and just eat grapes and, you know, I'm gonna drink our tea and no. Like no, like the feminine is driving, but the masculine is putting the gas in the tank, right? And giving us direction, right? So we can have that structure, because we need structure. We can't just exist without structure, because then anarchy, chaos, laziness, not things getting done, jail time, prison, you know, all that, fines and lawsuits. Anyway, just a bunch of bad things. We can't just like remain only in our feminine energy, like we need to be in our masculine sometimes too. We can't be only in our masculine, we need to be in our feminine. So there's balance to everything. But the feminine knows like how to allow and be. And like the masculine knows how to do and like get things like to do the thing, right? And so if you have the feminine taking control and the masculine being the driving force, then the feminine will be able to tell the masculine, hey, it's time to like relax, or hey, it's time to go, or hey, it's time to do this, because I now like because from this standpoint, you're allowing things to be, you're allowing things to come into your life gently as they should. And see, that's another thing too. Like I noticed that like once I started shifting away from relying heavily on my masculine energy to take care of me and support me and to make sure that I'm secure and that I feel safe, when I started relying more on my feminine energy, more things started coming to me that I never expected to come in the way that they did. And I was like, and like my reality is changing and like evolving with each passing day. It's very interesting how I feel like I'm fidgety because I feel like something, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like something's on the horizon. Like, you know how, like, when you feel like you're excited about going to do, like I said, like, earlier, like, I was talking about, like, maybe you've been planning something for a long time. It's supposed to be fun or whatever. It's something that you look forward to and you're, like, excited about it. And you're just, like, you know, it's coming up and you're just, like, oh, you know, I can't wait to go do the thing. That's how I'm feeling right now. I don't know, like I feel like my life is coming together finally, and it's been a long time coming. Like I know I'm only 27, but like it's been 27 years of toughness. It has not been easy. Some things were easy, but not everything was easy. Specifically with, you know, handling other people and dealing with experiences of that nature. People and humans are very interesting. Humans are very interesting. People, animals, they're more straightforward. Well, non-human animals are more straightforward. Obviously, they don't have this forebrain thing going on. Anyway, but yeah, there's like a in between, a rest between, like I said, like and nothing, because like the feminine's gonna know when the body needs rest or when you need rest, or not even just when you need it, but when you should rest, because it might be like a thing where it's like, okay, I've got all the tasks that I needed to do today, and maybe there's 5 tasks, you got them all done, and then you're like, there's nothing I need to do today. And like maybe tomorrow you have to do something and you're like, oh, maybe I can just do that today. But you're like, I should really do it tomorrow, because doing tomorrow's work today will make you tired for tomorrow. At least, I mean, that's what I tell myself when I try to like double stack stuff, because I'm like, oh, I can do tomorrow's work today, or I'll do yesterday's work today, and then I stack it, and then it's just like a bunch of fucking work, and this is the point where it's like, now I don't want to do anything anymore. Now I'm like, oh, dragging, and I've been up all night and I'm doing the work. So having that feminine energy to be like, hey, yo, there's no reason to be an overachiever. We did the thing that we need to do. Now it's okay. You can rest. You can chill. You can veg. You can do something else with your masculine energy. Maybe you can plan tomorrow, but like plan it in a low stakes way. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you plan everything the night before, maybe you do, and it's like, maybe tomorrow is not like a thing where it's like something major where you have to be like super in tune, but you can just like kind of gently plan. We can be like, oh, I'll wake up at this time, you know, maybe take a shower or get ready to leave at this time, and then at this time I'll have lunch and dinner and stuff like that. I'm sorry, the clouds are just moving in such a way that is just like kind of like tripping me out. I really like it. It's like a bunch of like little cotton balls like spread across the sky, and then over here there's like wispiness, and it's all like kind of like just gliding across the sky. they're not really changing shape as much as you'd think that they would. Anyway, I love the clouds. I love to stare at the sky. I'm a sky watcher. But yeah, it's like and then so like I said, like you're planning, and it's like it's general stuff. I eat lunch at this time, I fucking walk the dog, eat dinner at this time, whatever, stuff like that. Not like intense, like, okay, at this time I have to do this, but I have to talk to this person, blah 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 blah, and it's like a whole fucking like giant like list that looks like this of like work that needs to be done. No, we want something like this, like simple, couple lines. Writing down like what it is that we need to write down. What? I don't know what that was. That felt weird. I felt like there was something like a stick or something in my shirt, jacket, shirt. I don't know. Shirt, jacket. I don't know. Okay, next part. So the sacred carryover practice. So we want to carry our peace with you. You don't want to like lose all that wisdom, all that peace, all that sovereignty, all that love, all that goodness that we confiscated. The fuck? We didn't confiscate anything. We cultivated it. We cultivated it in the den. We want to take that with us. That's something we want to take. Like I told you, we want to leave the stuff that we didn't want behind, and we want to take the stuff with us that we want to take with us forward. Yeah. So you're gonna want to take it with you, because you want to carry the internal peace with you. That peace is on the inside. It's not something that's on the outside. It's not like the outside needs to be peaceful in order for you to be peaceful. The outside does not determine the inside, right? Our inside determines how we react to the outside. So if we don't have that peace within, we're not going to react with peace without. We're going to act like fucking chaotic, crazy people. We're going to be like, oh, right? We need to. Damn, the outside is so fucking cold, but the drink is so warm. Why is it like this? Delicious. Okay, let's just put my hands underneath my legs. But yeah, you want to take that piece on the inside, so you have it with you, so you can tap into it whenever you need to. Just like your inner self or your higher self, or like that little bit of like divinity that lives within a little bit of all of us, that we could tap into. I mean, that sounds kind of like weird, but I mean, I am a spiritual person. I like to do a little bit of spiritual practices, so I believe in having a little bit of divinity living in our heart or in our body or in our, well, for me, I believe that it lives in my gut. It sounds weird, but that's what I believe. So, but yeah, I mean, just like, think of it that way. Like you gotta have a little bit to give a little bit. Yeah. I know sometimes I stare at the camera and I look weird, but like, I just gotta make sure it sounds right. And usually after I take that little couple second interview interval, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Then I continue, just like you should be doing, taking a break between tasks, so you can take a minute and be like, that sound good. That sound good. Okay, continue. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So take it with you, and then also, I have a journaling prompt for you, because I like journaling prompts. I said this last week, but I like to write. Clearly, I got a blog. I like to write. So this prompt is: share the main prompt from oh Lord. Share the main prompt. So from the blog post, right? The blog post prompt that I have is: if I prioritize my peace, such as my productivity, what would wait? Am I prioritize? Okay. I know this is gibberish. Okay. If I prioritize my peace as much as my productivity, what would my daily schedule actually look like? Like, what would if you gave all of your energy? I mean, all of your energy into peace within your life, and peace within your soul, and your body, and your day, and your home, and your family. Excuse me, and your dog, and your cat, and your fish, and whatever. Peace within your life, right? What would it look like if you gave all of the energy that you put into burning yourself and pushing yourself to the fucking limit into providing peace for yourself and to being peaceful with yourself. The cardinal's getting closer. So like, what did it look like? What did your day look like? You have a lot of breaks. Like you have like maybe 10, 15-minute breaks spaced out throughout your day. Or does it look like you have like, maybe you do a lot of work in the beginning of the day and then you have like a 2-3 hour lunch break and then you do a bunch of work in the end of the day and then you're done with the day? Or is it like you do a bunch of work in the evening or in the morning and then like the other part of the day is for rest? Or maybe you like spread, like I said earlier, you spread your breaks out throughout the day. So what does it look like for you? For me, it looks like a combination of all of those things. Because some days I'm like, oh, I can do this, and I start working and I'm like doing the work and I've been working for 5 hours and I'm like, I need a break. And then I take like a 4 or 5 minute. I was trying to say a 2-3 hour break or something like that, or maybe I'll take a nap or whatever, and then I'll like go back to work or something. I do stuff like that. So what does it look like for you? Because we want to visualize the new person, like we want to visualize the new you. We want to visualize who you are within within, I think, yeah, within the chaos, without losing the peace that you have cultivated for yourself. So who have you become now? And who are you going to continue to become? Because you might be like, okay, I got to start. I now prioritize my peace. I now prioritize my rest. I now prioritize like me getting things done in a timely manner and like a way that works for me. And also I rest in a way that like works for me. And now I am I'm like mixing it. Yeah, I'm like mixing it into my day so that my day is more fulfilling, more more bearable. I don't know what kind of day you have, but bearable just keeps going. Bearable came to mind, so maybe more bearable than it was before, right? Because you want to like when you realize who it is that you're trying to be, or who it is that you want to be. I'm not saying like trying to be somebody else. You're trying to be yourself, but like in your best way possible. Maybe there's definitely something about you, maybe there isn't, that you were like, I don't really like this about me, and I want to change that. Maybe you're not as decisive as you want to be. I don't know, whatever. I'm not very decisive. I used to, well, I'm still, it just depends on what it is. But anywho, you're choosing to be that new person and to move through chaos without losing your center, without losing that peace within you. You want to lose that. You want to keep it. You want to hold on to it. It's your peace. It's like, you don't want to lose your heart, like your actual heart. You don't have your heart, you're kind of dead. I'm not saying if you don't have peace, you're dead, but I mean, personally, you might as well. It just feels awful, like not having that peace, that rock hard, like peace, just like holding you firm in your conviction and in your daily like activities and things of that nature. Okay, yeah, that's what I have to say about that prior portion. And then the last portion, our closing, our our little sign off here. Well, not exactly the sign off. I'm not quite to the sign off yet, but almost quite. What? I don't know. We're almost there. So personal my personal vulnerability that I've been sharing with you guys. Like I seriously, I was the universe knocked me down to get me to a point where I had to rest. I had no choice in the matter. It was like there was nothing I could have done, and I had to just let things happen. And I am in a way still continuing to do that, but I'm doing it in a way like I'm trying to find that balance within my life. Like I told you guys, like it's every day's a little different. Like I said earlier, like the way that you handle your everyday routine, maybe you like to sprinkle out your rest, or maybe you let your rest to be clumped in specific areas, maybe you like to begin and end your day with your rest, or maybe you like to have your rest in the middle of the day, like the rest that you do within the day. I'm not talking about sleeping at night, no. I'm just talking about rest during the day. And I'm trying to figure out like how this works for me too. And I know that this is going to be a process, but this is stuff that I'm starting off with. This is stuff that the knowledge that I'm starting with to help myself better my life. And I'm committed to this because I'm committed to helping humans and people around the world live their best life. Because if we're not living our best life, like what kind of life are we living? I don't want to live a life that I'm not fulfilled in. I don't want to live a life that makes me depressed. I don't want to live in a life that's like god awful. Like let's live in a life let's live our lives in a way that, like, when we're on our deathbed, we're like, I lived an amazing life and I have no regrets. The regrets that I did have, they don't mean anything because they were petty. Like, my life couldn't have turned out any better. Like, that's what I want at the end of my life. And that's what I want for all of you as well. So I'm committed to, like, to share with you guys, like, my vulnerability, where I'm coming from and who I'm becoming too, because I'm not just out here preaching this stuff, like, without practicing what I preach. And also at the same time, I'm not just, like, saying this shit to say it. Like, I believe in it. I believe this is works. This is how life is. I believe in it. Of course, everyone has their own path, and you might find something that works a little bit better for you. But this is just to get you started, right? Just to get you started. If you've been here through the whole thing, thank you so much. Your patronage and your, like, view really means a lot to me. It really does. Like, seriously, even if it's just one person, I, like, really fucking love that you are here. So tell me down in the comments, right, if you're still here, what's one thing that you're carrying out of the den with you? What's one thing you're taking with you? And let me know, because I would love to talk to you guys. I love to interact with you guys. And yeah, you deserve a life you actually enjoy. You deserve a life you can be proud of. You deserve a life that when you wake up in the morning, you're just excited to live. Like, you deserve everything. Like, we all deserve the life that we deserve, and we believe that we deserve, right? Life is so magical. It's too magical not to live a life that isn't magical. I love you guys so very much. I love you guys. I really truly do. And if you guys want more of this, if you guys want more positivity to you sent to you guys, you can sign up for my newsletter on my webpage. You can find that in the Linktree link down below, or on the main channel page. I have the link to the website on the link in the links on the channel page. You can find that there, or you can find that down below in the Linktree. It'll be the first link on the Linktree. And of course, you can also find it with the blog post post links I have down below, so you can check that out. And I love you guys so much. I'm gonna figure out how to do, like, a formal sign off, and, like, maybe we'll do some music or something soon. I have a friend who's been, like, making beats. Maybe I can convince him to make me a beat. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are on your 24-hour scale. I don't care if it's in the morning, evening, afternoon, middle of the night. I love you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Okay, I see you guys. Bye.